If you remember last week, it was at 103.65. Well, we want to just bring in Aly-Khan Satchu, who is also an economic analyst, to weigh in on these developments across the country. Aly-Khan joining us by way of phone. Good afternoon, and just give us your take really on Kenya has gone through a very, should I say, a tricky situation or a tricky transition where we did elections in August, we've done a repeat election. What does this hold for the economy at large in the short and long term?
So just, as we came into this electoral period, the economy was already slowing down. We had the credit squeeze. We had the drought early in the year. So, the economy was already taking some punches. And I think, the elongated, highly volatile, quite fluid political situation that we've been dealing with increased political risk, or the perception of political risk in Kenya, quite dramatically over the last few weeks. So we saw the stock market fall after the Supreme Court decision. About 5% took quite a substantial amount of value off that exchange. But the market is quite hard-nosed. I mean, we've seen a sharp rally today. I think that's on the basis that, at 3:30 today, we're going to get a political guillotine. Guillotines are not very neat and tidy most of the time. So obviously, the reaction will be key. But overall, the market seems to be reasonably optimistic that we are moving away from the worst stage and that we will have a invested government from today, and that overall the political risk starts to come down. So, if the stock market, strong rebound today. Kenya Airways is doing the best. Some IATA data came out, which was bullish for African passenger traffic, and I think it's reacted well to that. But the tone is slightly better, and I expect the market to respond bullishly over the next few sessions.
Aly-Khan, sorry to interject. Just speaking off from your sentiments, we are yet to hear from the opposition leader. Perhaps will this also have a significant effect, depending on the utterances or the direction the opposition leader will be telling his supporters? Will it sort of reverse the gains the markets have made, or will things stabilize?
So I think, the market and thinking, what can the opposition leader do at this point in time? Obviously, if they can maintain this very asymmetric response that we've seen for the last few weeks, they can maintain it for a few more weeks, that will keep pressure on the market. But I think the market's kind of thinking that, the opposition now is effectively guillotined. So unless we see a really dramatic deterioration on the ground, rather than what the opposition leader says, I think, we'll see the market kind of glide a little bit higher from here.
And Ali, as I wrap up with you, we've spent about 12 billion shillings in this repeat election. And right now, the feeling across the country is there's a sense that people want to move on. At the same time, some quarters feel justice wasn't delivered on their end. Was it a worthwhile expenditure for the Kenya government, really?
I don't think so. And you're not counting the amount we spent in the first iteration. I think we're spending way too much money we can't afford on an electoral process which you've mentioned so many people are unhappy about. And I think we should consider some really drastic surgery around the whole thing and look at something like Gambia, where they have marbles, and completely collapse the cost of holding elections, make it more transparent, and make people more convinced in the outcome. Unfortunately, I think part of the outcome was not helped because the IEBC chairman has not appeared confident. He's quite often said things which then he's contradicted. So, we need some more clarity. We need a cheaper option, and we need something that the entire country can believe in, I think, going forward.
All right. Many thanks, Ali.